Screwtape Letters podcast friends and faithful. Our book Confronting Evil in Our Time is now in stores everywhere and on Amazon worldwide. We wrote this devotional because we were tired of pretending everything was fine. It wasn't. Evil was hitting our families, our peace, and our faith. We needed something that spoke to the battles we were actually living. That's why we wrote Confronting Evil in Our Time. This book arms you to confront the demonic, reject their lies, and put Jesus Christ at the center of your life. Galen and I have poured our hearts into these 300 pages for over 14 months and hundreds of hours, wrestling truth from the shadows. We need your support. Grab your copy of Confronting Evil in Our Time today and tell your friends about it. God bless you.
To save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
So welcome back to the Screwtape Letters podcast, Confronting Evil in Our Time. It's Christmas. And Galen, how's the snow out there? I think you're getting a good old smattering.
Yeah, we are. It is a winter wonderland out here, that's for sure. And we got snow very early. We've already gotten 2 snows so far here in the Poconos, and we've got another couple snows coming up over the next week, it looks like. So
wow, I know when you said this morning you had to spend a couple of hours shoveling snow before you opened up, that was kind of crazy to hear when we're 75 degrees and sunny and the doors open still, you know.
Yeah, we it's not fun, but it does kind of make Christmas feel a little bit more genuine. So I'll
it sure
take it.
does. Yeah, and my greatest memories of Christmas is when the snow's falling. So for all our listeners out there, we want to thank you for staying with us all year and telling your friends about the show, and we really appreciate you being part of it. Celebrate Christmas. That's the message for today's episode. We want you to understand that this is something that's a constant, and we talk in our book about certain things being constants, and Christmas is a constant. It comes every 25th of December, every year, and it's to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And some people over the years get bigger on Christmas. Some people fade a little bit. Some people bar humbug and they don't celebrate it at all. But Galen and I are going to talk today about the reason why you need to smile, bring in joy, and celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, and it might sound a little I don't know, obvious. Obviously, we're going to celebrate Christmas. It comes every year, and gifts are pretty much a part of most people's traditions. But I just feel it's important to not take it for granted, both as a thing that we can celebrate and enjoy in our lives individually and with our families, but also not take for granted the fact that we have something that culture recognizes a very powerful and significant event, the birth of Christ. And I've said it many times before. I'll probably say it every Christmas for the rest of my life. I love being able to sing the Christmas hymns and hear them in public places, like at the mall or at skating rinks, and you just hear these hymns talking about, you know, Jesus Christ incarnate and a newborn king that's born. And I think it's very important to just recognize that life has not always been that way. Not every culture throughout human history has always had the opportunity to take a central aspect of Christian truth and the message of the gospel and showcase it and highlight it in the public realm. And it's something that I'm constantly convicted by. I don't want to take it for granted. And there's just something so inherently beautiful about Christmas. Let's not take it for granted. Let's celebrate it and keep that cultural aspect alive.
Yeah. And we talked actually last year about Santa Claus, Father Christmas, the gift giving, the cultural things that some Christians would say, well, it's, you know, doesn't point to Jesus. Actually, they do in certain ways, because, you know, Jesus was a gift, and the gifts we give are to mimic the gift that we got from God. And when you think about the joy that it brings in children and it cements into them, I can't imagine growing up not having a joyous Christmas. I can't imagine not having the tree, the lights, the excessive food that you wouldn't normally do during the year, the sweet stuff, it all points towards, for me, the joy that is brought through Jesus Christ at Christmas. And so, it's a season to remember. And I call it a season because for me, I celebrate it through Advent. So for me, lights go up and everything around the 6th of December, and they go all the way through the 6th of January, the 12 days of Christmas. And I love it because it has a big lead up to that, and then it has a short tail fade out before everything comes down. And I pretty much a stickler for it. I will not put stuff up at Thanksgiving. I won't put it up at the end of October, as I see some people do it. And I'm like, no, I want it to have that constant every year, because that's the sort of thing that traditions give you. It gives you great memories. It shapes you. It shapes memories. And ultimately, I think it ends up shaping culture.
Yeah. Yeah. And to me, that's the piece that I just feel we take for granted, speaking kind of from the American perspective. What else do we have in culture where we get to have like Christian doctrine and truths about Jesus, recognized at such a national, social, and cultural level? Like people Easter's a holiday that's recognized, but that's on a Sunday, so businesses are closed anyway, type of thing. A lot of government.
And there's not a bunch of Easter music on the radio leading up to Easter.
Right.
Something
right.
that is more so for people who are deeper into their faith. I think there's a lot of people who will celebrate Christmas, Galen, who they're, well, I don't really believe in Jesus Christ, but I still celebrate Christmas. And for me, that's like great. That's like you know his name. You're starting to understand it. You're celebrating Christmas, and maybe one year he'll pull your heartstrings a little more than just talking about getting a bigger tree.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things where it seems to be something that as Christians, as believers in the world today, we have it. I look at it as a great privilege in terms of evangelism and being salt and light to a world. It's almost something that we have as like a tool. It's one of the strengths, like play your strengths. And Christmas for the Christians, it's one of our strengths. It's something that's still ingrained in culture. And it's actually not true all across the world. It is something that is sort of fading in other cultures. You come from a country where you probably were able to enjoy Christmas in the United Kingdom a lot more when you were a kid than children over there can enjoy right now.
Well, Galen, one thing I've noticed being here in Arizona is we had years where virtually every house was lit up. The sense of community was amazing. The Christmas parties we'd give to charities, and we were blessed to be able to do these sort of things. But then when the VRBOs and the vacation rentals, I've always fought back against this. I think they destroy community in communities. And now every third house didn't have any lights because no one was going to put them up because the owner wasn't here. They were BlackRock or some big corporation that owned it. Right? Was just trying to make money out of it. But it really, in our neighborhood and in a lot of places I've lived, Christmas is a time when, with division everywhere through politics and everything else, Christmas brings everybody together. Nobody talks politics at Christmas unless you're a real curmudgeon, right? It's about Jesus. It's about the kids. It's about magic. Not magic as in a theme, but the magic of that it brings.
The feeling of it, yeah. Yeah.
Right. And, families come back together. People who don't travel for Thanksgiving come home for Christmas. My son will be coming home from college for Christmas and spending several weeks here. I get to meet neighbors. We get to do our Christmas party. We get to go around the neighborhood. And when I was a kid, I don't know if you ever did this, we were pretty poor growing up. So we would go and we'd carol. And we'd basically go out, knock on someone's door and start singing Christmas carols. Sometimes you didn't get anything. They just opened the door and said, thank you very much, and go away. Other times they'd actually give you some money, or they'd give you mince pies.
Carol for tips, basically.
Basically, and no tax on tips, right? So you can actually just the whole thing. But it was a fun time. And the caroling part of it was, we've got a Christmas party coming up next week, and we're going to sing songs, and we've already committed to like everyone, let's reach outside of ourselves and bring some of those older traditions of Christmas to it. So I'm actually going to go and play up and learn a few other Christmas songs so I can actually play along. And it's thrilling, but I'd love it if we can also at that event just sing carols a cappella as well.
Yeah, I love Christmas caroling. I think most of our listeners are probably at least millennials or older, but we might have to even explain to some of our younger listeners what Christmas caroling is. Might be a term that the younger generation, if any of them are listening,
on that,
know what
and that's
about.
so true.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to sound like we're just being traditionalists. This is kind of a hodgepodge episode where we're just unloading our random thoughts about Christmas. But it's a call to not take it for granted. Do return to some of the traditions. A lot of them from Christmas, they are very powerful spiritual and cultural traditions. And it's something that we have this right. We need to walk in authority, and we are bringing Jesus into culture, into the sphere of influence, into the world in a very unique way at Christmas. Embrace the traditions. Christmas caroling, by the way, in case there's anybody listening who doesn't know, is going door to door, usually with a group of people, singing a lot of the classic Christmas songs.
Yep.
Typically the hymns, some of the secular songs as well. But these are they're opportunities where we're just proclaiming doctrinal truth, and in a very powerful way. And there is this sense of, like you said, there's this magic and merriment that comes from it. It's where people should be able to see what life in Jesus looks like in the most tangible way.
Well, think about it. Back in the day, stories were told through songs, and the story of Christ was told through a lot of Christmas carols.
Confronting Evil in Our Time, the new Christian devotional that illuminates spiritual warfare, is in stores now for only $19.99.
And at a time of year when, kindness really becomes contagious, and you see people who aren't, or you didn't know were that nicer person, all of a sudden you get to know them more. There's something I want to bring up, because it's also a time of year where there's a lot of sadness around as well. People use Christmas as a time, rather than just to absolutely embrace joy. For some people, it's a very, very sad time of year, because it's a time of year where couples get together, families get together. And if you're someone out there who's struggling because you don't have family, you don't have anyone to celebrate with at Christmas, I implore you to reach out to your local church, because there are going to be groups who will be there, maybe not on Christmas Day, but in and around the season, where you can get involved in things that give you a sense of community.
Yeah. No, it's very true. It's very true. So I'll share also, my wife and I own a small winery out here in Pennsylvania, and we've done some events. She's a pianist. My wife is a doctorate in piano. Brilliant. And we've done some, we call them sip and sings. We've done one so far. We lit up our Christmas tree. It was a fun event. And again, it's an opportunity to use our little business, our little sphere of influence, and just celebrate Christmas. So we get to sing a lot of the some of the more religious songs, and then we're also singing "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas." Right. And it's just people coming together and enjoying the happiness of the season. And we're not doing it to be able to shove Christianity down people's throats. There's people there from all religions and backgrounds, because it's a business. But we're singing Christmas songs, and it's a blast. So it's just one of the ways that we're kind of enjoying and fully appreciating the Christmas season. But then to tie into what you said, we're also planning another event. We were supposed to do it last night, but we canceled it because of the snow. Not the big happy merriment songs, not the holly jolly Christmas, but we're planning a night of just quiet, contemplative piano music, where it's just reflection and silence, because the holidays can be a very, while it is a happy time, and we want to make it a happy time and embrace the happiness, it can be a sad time for people that have lost loved ones. I'll also be honest, this is our first Christmas without my wife's mother. My wife's mother passed just a few months ago. So people that are going through those firsts, or holidays and Christmas, just bring up memories of loved ones, and good times that are no more type of thing, they can be very melancholy for people as well, which is why it's so important, like you said, to have that community piece.
Yeah.
You know, don't, you know, if that's you, if you're listening and that's you, stay plugged in. You know, you're going to have your quiet moments, but enjoy the merriment as well.
So I actually am a big believer that those times when people feel down and really sad, you get to a pivot point where you choose one of two roads. One is to wallow in it. And I think that is an opening for the demonic. And from our book, Confronting Evil in Our Time, we talk about these moments where you're at a crossroads. But I think the beauty of Christmas is there's so many places and areas and opportunities to lean into joy. And if you do that, and it doesn't have to be with a huge group of people, just you can find a few people. It can be through serving. It can be going out and serving the poor at Christmas. It can be going out helping at St. Mary's Food Bank. And this is the time of year where those organizations need people. And this is the time where if you're one of those people who suffers from, you know, the winter blues, they call it, or the Christmas blues, where you feel like I haven't got my fair lot in life, go and serve at a food bank. Yeah. It'll bring you to joy pretty quickly because you'll understand and you'll see what it's really like for people who are really suffering. Not to diminish your suffering, but at the same time, context is everything with that. And one of the beauties of Christmas memories of times gone by, and we talked a little about Christmas caroling, which is probably going to be seen by a lot of young people as old people's social media. Get off your phone, kids. Put it away. Decorate the tree. Don't just watch mom and dad do it. Get involved in helping with it. Learn a Christmas song. Learn to sing a Christmas song. Wrap up some random presents and have some random presents on hand. Could be chocolates, could be whatever, for not your cat or anything, but you put some random presents together and actually
have them ready for
random people.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I'm with you. You know, I would say other things too. I'm speaking also. I'm like preaching to myself here. I absolutely love Christmas. I love every aspect of it. All of the cheesy aspects, even the overly commercialized aspects. I love it all. And even I was like tempted to like not really get in the mood for decorating the tree, or, you know, even part of me for a moment was like, oh, are we even going to do a tree this year? So like, yes, absolutely. Get a tree, get involved in decorating it, make it a family event. If you have a fake tree in your house, go make a day out of cutting down a real pine tree somewhere in the world. And just, you know, something that commemorates a special occasion.
What a great memory that is.
No, seriously. And it's like, you don't do that for average days. You do that for special days. It's right. Like, and again, if you have a fake tree and you're happy with it, you know, Lord bless you. That's an open-handed issue. We can agree to disagree. We don't put that one in the closed hand.
So Galen, you said something great a minute ago about, you know, your mother-in-law passed away, your wife's mother. And this could be a year where you could very easily decide to have a somber Christmas. 4 years ago, December 7th, we were going to see Phil Wickham, me and my wife, and my mother's father passed away that morning. And it was a Christmas show we'd been really looking forward to going to. And 4 years later, we got to see the show in a church in San Diego. And that year that and I give my wife all the credit in the world for this, she did not want to take away the joy of Christmas from the kids and from the family that year. And it was important to her that memory of joy, of the Christmas spirit and everything didn't get put to one side because everyone wanted to be somber about her father passing away. And he's passed away close to Christmas. My mother in 2018 passed away on December 22nd, a few days before Christmas. We still celebrated a joyous Christmas because you can have these two things in two different hands. You can still mourn, but at the same time, you can still celebrate as well. And we made sure that on both of those occasions, that the joy of Christmas wasn't lost. And for us, that's why it's one of the most wonderful times of the year, to be quite honest.
Yeah. So it's kind of a shotgun approach to our thoughts about Christmas. But the point of it is, you know, what kind of got my thought on this trail of just calling people to, like, you know, re-up their celebration of a very special season. I believe this is a time of year that it pokes the eye of the demonic, because they seek, you know, the message of Jesus in every Christmas tree, in every house, even if it's not overtly declared, it's something that is proclaiming Jesus. For people that don't know Jesus, I think it can be a stepping stone. For Christians, it's an opportunity to celebrate fully and openly. So don't waste the opportunity, you know. So I guess this is just a call to celebrate every aspect of Christmas, redeem it. As a culture, we want to keep it alive. I want Christmas to stay alive for generations and generations. If Jesus doesn't come back for 2,000 years, I hope we're celebrating Christmas so much better than we do now. And so enjoy it, keep it alive, and let's make it a Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. And again, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts, and maybe you can drop us a line on social media and tell us what you're doing special for Christmas. And maybe send us some Christmas pics as well, and we'll share some with you as well. And let's just make this a merry and bright and joyous Christmas. So until next time, on the Screwtape Letters podcast, confronting evil in our time, Merry Christmas and have a great one.